about to bring out the old me where I feel like I need to violate you. So this is not good. Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me? Yes, so currently everything's been good. Family came into town. It was a vibe. Exhausted though. So yeah. I actually was able to stop a difficult and toxic person before I built a whole relationship with them. Like being able to do it before I even really got attached. And they really took me back to a place where I wanted to be on demon time. But I stopped and said, for myself, for my health, why do that? Why even do that? Say less love. Say less love. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Make sure y'all give me 3 words to describe your mental health before we get into the video. And make sure if you want to, of course, like I always say, grab snacks and get a little drink and all that, you know, and all that stuff. But if not, let's just get into the video. Is she on? She's on. Hi guys! It's your lover, homie, and best friend, Vanity Miguel, and welcome! You know, it's crazy. I was so drained and exhausted before I started recording. Now I feel so energized. I'm so excited. I am like so eager about spooky season. Halloween is my favorite. Holiday. So I'm so eager, okay? And we're still in summer, right? Technically. I think we're still in summer. Or is it fall now? Okay, so I'm gonna talk about an experience I had with a difficult person not that long ago because I don't really understand. It's toxic, honestly. I realize like it's toxic. They're an asshole, and that's just what it is. So yeah, we're gonna get into the video. All right, so I met this person, and right now I'm not really in the dating realm. You feel me? So when I first met the person, they actually were like, oh, you know, just trying to make friends, this and that. So I'm like, perfect. Like that's perfect, because I don't meet a lot of people or males that just like want to be friends, although honestly they be lying. I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. That works for me. A couple months go by, I ended up going through some stuff, so I kind of ghosted them, honestly. And then I talked to them recently, and we're like talking or whatever. So I love people that talk shit. I talk a lot of shit, but there's different types of talking shit. I'm about to break my thing. It's different types, you know. It's like talking shit like just in general, and then there's people that talk shit and insult people. And he was kind of on that border of I'm talking shit, insulting you kind of thing, but in a very odd way. Like it was very annoying. So I'm talking to the person, I'm busy, whatever, but I'm talking to the person, we're on the phone, blah blah blah, and it's like they were being so combative. Like one thing I just don't like in a person, and you can be this way, more power to you, do what you gotta do, but I don't like combative people, because 9 times out of 10 they're being combative for no reason. Like, why are you so difficult? Like, ew, why are you being combative? So we're having a conversation or whatever, so we're just talking, and I'm, you know, I'm comfortable. I only talk to people that I'm like, that I want to talk to. Like if I'm talking to you for long periods of time, especially like on the phone or you're around me or something, the energy has to be good. So we're talking and talking, and it was just the littlest things. Like it was like just snappy. Like you ever just talk to somebody and they're just snappy, or just they were being really freaking combative, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It was just like during the conversation, I'm like, I'm gonna just hit you up later, right? Because I'm thinking, you know, some people have bad days, so I ended up talking to them later, but it was the same thing. Like, why are you being so rude? And it was just little things before that where he would be like, you're not gonna like it here, people don't last long here. Like, why is that something you're proud of? Why is that something to brag about? Like, that means that you're the problem. And so I ended up just saying, like, who hurt you? Like, what happened? Like, I don't understand. It was like, a lot of people, when you get mistreated for all these years, blah blah blah. And I was like, yep. So that's my cue, because what it sounds like is you haven't done any healing. I've been through stuff too. I've been through very traumatic things too, but it's like, if you're not prepared to not be an asshole to people because of how people treated you, take it up with yourself. Pick better people. You're grown as hell, so you don't need to be trying to entertain friendships and build relationships and get into relationships when you don't even know how to properly socialize with people without being an asshole. So it was just being like insulting. Like, so they brought up, they was like, oh, when the last time you been on a date or whatever. I'm like, like, oh, well then that means you haven't if you can't remember that. Like, just being like, ugh, just like negative is just like, ugh. No, I'm a person who likes to answer questions properly. Like, I've gone out and stuff, but on an actual planned out like date, I'm gonna think about it. Like, I'm not a person who just starts talking just to talk. That's not what I do. I'm gonna think about what I'm saying before I say it. And just cutting off, it was just real, just ugh. It was like every time something happened, I'd be like, okay, not even feeding into it. Like, I would just be like, okay, and they'd be like, yeah, I know it's okay because I said it, blah blah blah. Like, even though it was kind of jokingly, it was still like being an asshole. And I'm like, this about to bring out the old me where I feel like I need to violate you. So this is not good. So then it was just little stuff where it was like, you're not gonna like it here, you're not gonna like it here, people don't last, people don't last. And I'm like, okay, all right. Because you know what, I'm not gonna tell you over and over again that you're being ridiculous or whatever. Like, you're saying that, right? You're saying that you don't care. You're openly, you're just this thing where you take so much pride in being nonchalant and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I heard that before. I'm like, you're being an asshole. Oh, I heard that before. Okay, cool. So who the fuck do you think I am? Like, you think I'm just gonna accept that or what? Okay, anyway, so it's like, oh, I've heard that before. Oh, and then when I would say it, it's like when somebody's giving you criticism or telling you something or not even being rude, and it's like, okay, well, take it or leave it. I don't care. Either accept it or don't and keep it moving. It was like that, but it was so fucking nasty. And at that point, I stopped talking kind of, and I was just kind of like being as neutral as possible. Like, he would say something, like I said, I would just be like, okay, and be like, I know, okay, blah blah blah, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because it's like, how can you argue with a person that all they said was okay? How can you find a problem with that and all they said was okay? So I kind of just stopped talking. And then I realized I'm on the phone with somebody and you're supposedly trying to build a friendship with me, and I'm on the phone with you feeling just, it really threw me off my equilibrium. It was really, really messing with my energy. And I'm like, why am I even still sitting on the phone at this point? And feeling like this or subjecting myself to this? Like, I'm about to go, you're being fucking weird. But then he ended up asking me a question. He was like, well, what do you think about me? I'm like, honestly, I don't know enough about you. Again, I am not a person, listen, I have been one to over romanticize stuff before and all that stuff. I don't do that anymore. It's not healthy. So it's like, I'm thinking about exactly what it is. So it's like, I don't know you well enough to form a well enough opinion on who you are. However, I was like, I feel like you're kind of an asshole. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, I've heard that before, blah, 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 all this stuff. Okay. Super. It's weird. Fucking weirdo. And so that was that. And we're, again, just talking. It's just snappy. It's just all that stuff. Like, it's so weird. And then the first time that I told him, like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I was like, you hurting my feelings. Like, it kind of was true, but it kind of wasn't. But like, it kind of was. I was like, you're hurting my feelings. I'm just gonna talk to you later. It was really annoying the hell out of me. Like, it was a point where I was about to start crying because I was so irritated. Like, it was so like, ew, like, ew, like, ew. Not because it's like, oh my gosh, this person, oh my God, I can't believe. It was more so just like, I was just really irritated. Like, I'm having a really good day, I'm this and that. You're wanting to be a part of stuff. You're seeing my daily, like, how I move and stuff, and then you're just turning into an asshole out of nowhere. It's fucking weird to me. But I realized it because in that day too, we were having conversations, and one, they were putting all women in the boat. So it's like, who hurt you? Putting all women in the same boat. It was giving very much red pill, just ugh vibes, right? So after the whole, my feelings are hurt, I'm gonna call you back later, he was just like, okay, hung up. And then he tried to talk to me later. So to me, I'm like, I just told you my feelings was hurt, and you're just trying to talk to me like we're just A1 sexology. Really? They ended up apologizing because it's like, they ended up telling me like, I didn't know you said that, so you know, I'm sorry. But then they still ended up being an asshole later, the same way they were before. So I ended up going on with my life, honestly, putting my daughter to bed, reading, doing stuff productive, doing things that were going to bring me peace and be helpful. Not talking to somebody that wants to be an asshole just for the sake of being an asshole, because you're not going to temperature check me. You're not going to see how much you can get away with as far as being a fucking asshole and talking to me crazy and stuff. Don't worry about it. And I'm not going to have a conversation with you over and over again about it. That's me. I'm going to bye. Like, what the fuck? So they were like, they called me or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you don't have to. They was like, okay, don't answer, blah blah. And I won't. I texted them back like, first of all, I was doing stuff. Like, I was taking care of my daughter, I was doing other stuff, like, and honestly, you're coming off the same way you were coming off earlier, mad rude, and I have to recalibrate myself, so I'm good. Good night. And they just said it, and I just never responded, or I haven't responded to up until this moment, because honestly, it was really putting me in a position where I started to feel like my shadow self was like, violate, turn up. And I was really like, for what? Because if we being honest, again, it was kind of like building a friendship. Like, we're not already friends, we're not family, so it's not like we need to really address this because this is a relationship that I really care about and I don't want to lose by. It's really like, you know what? Just check them signs, them flags is popping up early, let it go. Like, I'm not one of them. You're not just gonna talk to me any kind of way. And listen, you want to be nonchalant, do that over there. You want to be careless, by all means. I don't have no judgment. I can't tell you what to heal from. I can't tell you how to view the world. I can't tell you how to view women. If that's what you want to do, love, do it over there. Just do it somewhere else. I'm not in that space. I don't want to be all, I'm nonchalant, this and that, and I'm negative, and all men. I don't want to deal with that, because then all that is gonna rub off on me. I did too much work for that. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. So yeah, it's just, why are you happy? I'm not saying that you, I mean, if you know that about yourself, if you know you're nonchalant, you know you be an asshole and all that stuff, and I mean, I guess if that's how you want to live your life and that's what the energy that you want to get off, by all means, do that. By all means, that's fine, but you're not gonna do it here, because I promise you, like, well, one, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't even want to violate you in that way, but the fact that you're so comfortable being an asshole to somebody that you're just starting out with and stuff, like, ew, like, what is it gonna turn into later? I don't know what that is, honestly, and I don't want to take time to discover it. I don't know if you're self-sabotaging, I don't know if you got a problem with women, I don't know if you got a problem with dating, I don't know what the problem is, and I just don't care to find out. But it's like, okay, even in the dating realm, because they like would say slick stuff to me, I'm not dating you. I'm not dating you. I'm not dating you. Dating me is something different. I would never date you. But then I don't even want to be friends with you, because who the hell are you talking to? And who the wants to deal with that? Like, why are you being difficult is not a positive trait. I'm not saying that you're a bad person for being difficult. We all have non-positive traits, but I'm saying that it's not a positive trait. And people who just want to sit around and deal with you all the time and accept all that bullshit, they have a problem within themselves. So love, enjoy. I hope you learn how to love on yourself and let go of that hurt and let go of that trauma, but I don't need to sit around while you do it. Oh yeah, that was annoying. Like, that's weird. You're being weird. It really is. Like, you're being super duper fucking weird. And it's like, oh, y'all, he was saying stuff like, oh, you listen, because I do. I mean, I listen because I listen before I speak. So it was like, oh, you listen, you're a good girl, this and that. And I was like, I'm not a fucking dog. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a fucking dog. You were just saying wild stuff. Like, really just wild stuff. And it was just masking this whole, like, talking shit with being rude. Like, you're rude as you're rude as hell. You're rude as fuck. You're rude as fuck. You just being honest or being real or talking shit, but you're really being rude. And I'm not here for it. Like, I don't want to get into a back and forth of a disrespect violating situation, because honestly, I could say that you gonna feel worse, because the way I violate was terrible. Honestly speaking, I'm gonna be the one that's exhausted. I have stuff I need to get done. So now I'm sitting over here violating you. Now my energy's all messed up. I'm exhausted because I had to violate you to put you in your place. I'm good. I don't even need to do that because we're not even in that space. You're not my people. So we can just dead this shit right now. It's that simple. It was the weirdest little switch up, and then I'm like, you were so nice, and then now you like this. So it's like, I don't know, maybe, are you bipolar? It's no problem. I mean, you know, if you are, that's fine. What's the point? Like, why would I even deal with this? I really had to, like, why would I deal? Like, what are the pros of even dealing with it at this situation? Like, even just having somebody, like, okay, we can talk and laugh and stuff. That's cool, but I can make myself laugh. My people can make me laugh. I can watch a show and laugh. I can read a book and laugh. If you gonna be like this, I don't like, listen, it's a slippery slope. When you are in the beginning stages and you see that somebody is inconsiderate or kind of disrespectful, or they're asshole and they're just negative or whatever, you want to take that and, I would say, either distance yourself, make it known so it can be fixed then, or back out. Simply. Just because once you get in, and it's not for all people, but generally speaking, probably for me, once you actually get into it and you're what is it, like you have ties to them, you are invested, then it's a harder process to back out. Whereas you in the beginning, you see it, especially if you see more than one thing, then yeah, let it go. Like, come on, don't be trying to fix these people. And if these people is traumatized and they grouping everybody in, like all men, all women, people, they got a lot of work to do. A lot of us have been through stuff. A lot of us have been traumatized. And it's not up to us to tell people how to deal with their trauma, when to deal with their trauma, how to grow or how to change themselves or get to know their shadow selves, or, you know, resolve their negative attributes. It's not up to us. It is up to you to protect yourself. And so that's what I had to do. Like, really just be like, I'm not gonna sit and keep telling you you're being an asshole, you're this, or be like, or complain about it. For what? Because you're saying it. It's not even like you don't know. You're saying I'm an asshole. You're saying people don't last long. People don't last long because of you. And I understand that you know that. So it's like, okay, so maybe that's, I mean, you're self-sabotaging, or you're sabotaging, or you really don't care, or you need to run across people and you feel like you being honest up front about all your negative attributes. It's like, oh, well, if you accept me, you accept me. And if anybody accepts you like that, genuinely, and just like, oh, they're just like this, they don't love themselves, sir. Like, you want people that don't care for themselves. You want people so that you can go back and be like, well, I told you, Kevin Gates, you knew who I was when you got with me. No, ew, like, ew. I could not imagine going around being like, I'm a bitch, I'm hard to handle, blah blah blah. Everybody backs away from me. People don't want to be around me. People can't handle me. Because that's essentially what you're saying. Like, that is ill. I understand if you like, I don't care what people think about me and this and that. That is very different. You being confident within yourself and not really caring about judgment of others is very different from you knowing that you have these negative attributes that have an effect on people and still being like, I don't care, this and that. Boo, don't care again. Don't care. But you're not gonna do that over here. Stop dealing with difficult people just to deal with them. If somebody's going through something and they're being difficult, that's different. If maybe they just don't know that they're being a little difficult, that's different. But when somebody outrightly just says, yeah, I'm an asshole, yeah, people don't last long, yeah, they insult you or say something that they know is insulting, or has a way of just kind of like saying like, yeah, this just how I am. I know I'm being a dick. I know I'm an asshole, but either take it or you can like leave. I don't really care. Leave. Save yourself the fucking trouble, the sanity, the emotional just that it's gonna cause you, because it's fucking disgusting. Trust me. If you are drawn to people like that, you need to do some self-work, because that is a form of fucking toxicity. I had to tell that person, like, bro, I'm not about to be toxic with you. Like, if you think this is cute and fun and all that stuff, that's fine. Like, I even thought, you know, because you be thinking about, ooh, maybe I just, you know, this would be like a sleeping with you kind of thing, a sex thing. You feel me? Like, have like that. Couldn't even, I was like, I don't even want to do that. Like, it's so fucking repulsive to the point where I don't even want to be in your space, because why do you think that's okay? Like, why do you think that's okay? Why is going around, that's like me going around literally saying I'm a bitch, and what comes with that is you're naggy, you're just ill, you're this and that. It's different if you say, hey, I do realize that I can be an asshole, I can be kind of nonchalant, and sometimes it comes off not great or it has a negative impact, you know, and I'm working on it kind of thing. But you saying it the way you say it and making it very clear that it is not something you're working on, sir, I don't have time for that. You know how many times I've been slighted by men and women? Like, I'm not, what are you talking about? Nobody wants to hear that. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. If you have some type of trauma or some shit like that, deal with that shit. And then don't group in a whole gender or whole group of people. Like, that's weird. And then you out here trying to make connections with people, good people, or just not even, let me say that because I'm not gonna say that by myself. Or you trying to make connections with people that are more mild-mannered and all that stuff, because it seems like, oh, you're the rowdy one and I'm the calm one. That's cool, but your energy still gotta be the same or right. Your mindset gotta be right. You can't come around me and I'm a person, I don't want to do conflict, I don't want to be talk crazy to and stuff, and then be like, oh, well, it balances it. It doesn't balance it out. You're making me want to be a demon. You're making me want to bring out that demon, and I have control over it, and I'm not doing that for you. So it's like, y'all don't be wanting help. Let me say that to difficult people. A lot of difficult people do not be wanting help. If somebody tells you I'm crazy, somebody tells you I'm difficult, somebody tells you I'm an asshole, somebody says I'm nonchalant, aka I don't care, oh, the reason why a lot of my relationships didn't last, or the reason why people don't stick around and stuff is because I'm nonchalant, because I'm an asshole, because you know all these negative traits about yourself and you are unwilling to better yourself, believe them. I don't care if somebody jokes with you and says 10 times, I'm crazy, I'm difficult, this and that. Stop. Let it go. Let it go. Don't do it. Don't even stick around long enough to see if it's true. That's That's it. The only way to make, which you can't necessarily make, but the way to make people respect you is to respect yourself and take care of yourself. Like, it's really that simple. Y'all need to stop that shit. That whole, I'm an asshole, I'm a bitch, I'm nonchalant, people can't handle me. It's not about people can't handle you. Nobody wants to deal with that. Like, who wants to deal with that in their life? Like, who wants to deal with somebody that's negative, nasty, an asshole on purpose, nonchalant, aka you're mistreating people. You're not hard to handle. You're not hard to handle. You're just mistreating people. There's a difference. What the fuck are you talking about? Or you're hard to handle because you mistreat people. What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody who wants to deal with that. Like I said, the people who deal with it, you need to work on yourself because it's a lack of self-love. And people who do it, you need to grow the fuck up and, I don't know, deal with your shit. Because this person's grown as fuck. I wonder if I think they might be like a year younger than me. But it's so fucking repulsive. It's disgusting. Like, why are you like that? Why are you like that? And don't tell me, I'm one of the people, don't tell me, you do not have to tell me more than once that I don't have to fuck with you. Because the fact that you need to keep saying that you're not trying, the fact that you have to keep highlighting your negative attributes and then somehow threatening, like, all that, I don't care who fuck with me, I don't care who fuck with me, I don't care who accept it. Yes, you do. You do. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't have to say that over and over again. You might have said it once, like, hey, I just want you to know I'm the type of person where boom, 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 this is where I'm at, this is who I am. You don't have to. The amount of times that this man told me, this is just who I am, this is just how I act, blah, blah, blah. You can either deal with it or don't do it, blah, blah, blah. In the same fucking day. It wasn't even over a time frame, or it wasn't even like he had to remind me 6 months later. It was the same fucking day. You care, sir. Because sometimes you watch this stuff. You care. You fucking care. If you have to say it over and over, you kept saying, and then he was saying it in conversations that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm talking about goddamn cooking, okay? And then he say something, I'm like, okay. Because me, once people say stuff that's weird now, so I don't get annoyed, I'll be like, okay, that's okay. And then it was, oh, I know it's okay, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you're sassy. Why are you being sassy? Or they just shift the conversation and say, yeah, this is just how I am, blah, blah, blah. So if you don't, nobody asked you that. Literally nobody asked you that. That has nothing to do with the conversation. So, yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I would say hope they get the help they need, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, that's on them. I don't really have much to say about that just because of the simple fact where it's like, it's not like you're learning yourself and you're trying to grow and be a better person and stuff like that. You are very aware of how you come off. You're very aware that these people that you're building friendships and relationships with, which are intimate relationships, they tend to be close relationships that matter, and you're okay with everybody feeling that way about you. Like, it's you, bruh. And that's fine. And if you know it's you and you don't want to change it, that's fine too. But like, nobody wants to hear about how goddamn, oh, people treat me so bad, blah, blah, blah. So let me see, how much sense does this make? You know what it feels like to be treated like shit. You know what it feels like to have people traumatize you and stuff. And you think it's okay to then do the same thing to other people? Not gonna be me. Sorry. I don't want to drag it. I just really wanted to encourage y'all, don't deal with people like that. Because it tends to only get worse. And it was so annoying. I'm telling you, it was so annoying. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody, the fact that you have to figure out a way to incorporate that shit in every single conversation about accepting you or not accepting you, this is just who I am. Sir, you are being real shitty. How you're being is not of great contribution to fucking society. So I guess, and if that's what you want to be, that's fine. Hopefully you find your tribe of people. Hopefully you don't. I hope people don't accept that shit. I hope that you find a way to tighten up. But if you don't tighten up, I hope that you don't end up out here traumatizing people, hurting people's feelings, or just like, you know what I'm saying, doing the very thing that you don't want people doing to you, instead of just doing the work to fucking heal and being a decent person and maybe choosing better people to put yourself around. But who am I? What do I know? Anyways, that's the video. I just want to let y'all know that y'all create y'all own narrative. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all share. Come on, put me in that algorithm. You feel me? Yeah, so bye, best friends.